The valet announced the Vicomte Albert de Mercer. The Baroness rose hastily, and was going into the study, when Danglars stopped her. "Let her alone," said he. She looked at him in amazement. Monte Cristo appeared to be unconscious of what passed. Albert entered, looking very handsome and in high spirits. He bowed politely to the Baroness, familiarly to Danglars, and affectionately to Monte Cristo. Then turning to the Baroness. "May I ask how Mademoiselle Danglars is?" said he. "She is quite well," replied Danglars quickly. "She is at the piano with M. Cavalcanti." Albert retained his calm and indifferent manner. He might feel perhaps annoyed, but he knew Monte Cristo's eye was on him. "M. Cavalcanti has a fine tenor voice," said he, "and Mademoiselle Eugenie a splendid soprano, and then she plays the piano like Thalberg." "The concert must be a delightful one." "They suit each other remarkably well," said Danglars. Albert appeared not to notice this remark, which was, however, so rude that Madame Danglars blushed. "I, too," said the young man, "am a musician, at least, my masters used to tell me so, but it is strange that my voice never would suit any other, and a soprano less than any." Danglars smiled, and seemed to say, "It is of no consequence." Then, hoping doubtless to effect his purpose, he said, "The prince and my daughter were universally admired yesterday." "You were not of the party, M. de Mercer?" "What prince?" asked Albert. "Prince Cavalcanti," said Danglars, who persisted in giving the young man that title. "Pardon me," said Albert, "I was not aware that he was a prince." "And Prince Cavalcanti sang with Mademoiselle Eugenie yesterday?" "It must have been charming, indeed. I regret not having heard them." "But I was unable to accept your invitation, having promised to accompany my mother to a German concert given by the Baroness of Chateau Renaud." This was followed by rather an awkward silence. "May I also be allowed," said Mercer, "to pay my respects to Mademoiselle Danglars?" "Wait a moment," said the banker, stopping the young man. "Do you hear that delightful cavatina? Ta, 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 tee, ta, tee, ta, ta, it is charming, let them finish, one moment. Bravo, bravi, brava." The banker was enthusiastic in his applause. Indeed, said Albert, it is exquisite. It is impossible to understand the music of his country better than Prince Cavalcanti does. You said Prince, did you not? But he can easily become one, if he is not already. It is no uncommon thing in Italy. But to return to the charming musicians, you should give us a treat, Danglars, without telling them there is a stranger. Ask them to sing one more song. It is so delightful to hear music in the distance, when the musicians are unrestrained by observation. Danglars was quite annoyed by the young man's indifference. He took Monte Cristo aside. "What do you think of our lover?" said he. "He appears cool. But, then your word is given." "Yes, doubtless I have promised to give my daughter to a man who loves her, but not to one who does not." See him there, cold as marble and proud like his father. If he were rich, if he had Cavalcanti's fortune, that might be pardoned. Ma foi, I haven't consulted my daughter, but if she has good taste. "Oh," said Monte Cristo, "my fondness may blind me, but I assure you I consider Mercer a charming young man who will render your daughter happy and will sooner or later attain a certain amount of distinction, and his father's position is good." "Hem," said Danglars. "Why do you doubt?" "The past, that obscurity on the past." "But that does not affect the sun." "Very true. Now, I beg of you, don't go off your head. It's a month now that you have been thinking of this marriage, and you must see that it throws some responsibility on me, for it was at my house you met this young Cavalcanti, whom I do not really know at all." "But I do." "Have you made inquiry? Is there any need of that? Does not his appearance speak for him? And he is very rich." "I am not so sure of that." "And yet you said he had money." 50,000 livres, a mere trifle. "He is well educated." "Hem," said Monte Cristo in his turn.